I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Welcome to the 34 Motorsports Product Showcase. We're proud to offer the full line of Simpson Racing safety products. The Shark Speedway is a perfect brain bucket to keep your melon as safe as possible. We carry every model and size of Hans device, and these have saved countless lives. The Hybrid Pro Lite is an alternative to the Hans device and is just as effective. The DNA 3-layer suit offers maximum protection when things get hot. And hey, dude, those comfy shoes won't help one bit when things go south. Keep those hands ready to work with a pair of Vortex FIA gloves meeting every current standard. From 5 to 7 points, we carry every one of the Simpson harnesses, keeping your rear end right where it should be. Keep all your gear clean and together with the helmet and FHR bag, and always be ready to hop in a race car. Visit 34motorsports.com and order today.
I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Charlotte Roval. Charlotte, North Carolina, technically Concord, North Carolina, where tonight the stars and cars of the Indy Pro 2000 Championship will make their weekly visit here on the National Racing Network. My name is Chris Graham. It's a pleasure to have you hanging out with us. Joined in the booth by Mr. James Watson. And I'll tell you what, James, 23 cars in a monster split race. And this is a racetrack that is known for controversy, just even by layout, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that iconic Dukes of Hazzard flying through the air past moment that Ted Burns had the last time we were here. Granted, it's a different configuration. We're not running the dish cane this time around, unfortunately, but yeah, there's a lot of things to discuss and a lot of potential no-nos to see tonight. Hopefully we don't see them, but we probably will.
Yeah, everything from possible qualifying shenanigans involving track limits to Punterino, the dump and run, whatever you want to call it. This place is... There's a lot of places to try to make speed. The problem is they're not necessarily always the most legal.
Nope, and that's why you gotta figure out how bad do you want those extra U10. How much is it worth to you?
Yeah, one of the ones that we talked about is we're following along here with Graham Sanders, who is carrying the number 1 on his race car this evening as the highest I-rated driver in the field. Graham currently sitting at a 69.98 I rating, which is...
Nice.
Yes, pretty ridiculous, quite frankly. Strength of field, 36.74. He goes quick time, 1 minute 12.495. That is a monster lap. One of the quickest laps we've seen this week. Jay Vigo going to be second quick. Well, now David Porcelli going to jump up to second at a minute 12.748. This field is going to be fairly tight here tonight, James, and that often leads to issues because this is not only going to be a close time in terms of raw pace, but then you start getting into the draft and everybody's going to be bunched up together.
Yeah, well, the odd thing about it is the draft doesn't play that big of... It's not that big of a problem like we're used to at other tracks, which is weird since we're mostly on a 1.5 mile oval, but it really doesn't seem like it does a whole lot because you have the chicanes to really break up the action. What's really going to be interesting is when we get through the infield section. The infield section kind of feels like a street course at times. So if one person makes a mistake, we're going to see probably a repeat of Summit Point Lap 1.
New quick times hopping in one after another. David Porcelli, 1 minute 12.314, going 1/100th of a second faster than Jay Vigo, as Graham Sanders kept that 1:12.495. These are some absolutely monster laps getting turned in right now. We'll pick up the 23 of Simon Fell, finishing up his second qualification lap. Simon comes across the line at a 1 minute 15 for lap number 2. So 1:14.735 will be the lap of record. Now we'll follow along here with the 21 of Michael Carpenter. He will be, looks like, the last driver to set a lap time. Interesting, Mike Holler will not get a lap scored here. Put 1 lap in the books and it did not score. Looks like he may have had an issue right about near the start-finish line because that will carry over from 1 lap to the next. Kalen Martin also only scoring 1 lap. And James, as we look at the names here at the top of the board, this plays completely into the hands of the point standings. John Bedifer is your points leader tonight, sitting on 1,457 points. I have enough fingers and toes to do the math on this one. Ted Burns is second at 1,441. That is a 16-point difference after 8 weeks of racing. David Porcelli is 103 points back. Everett Paddock, 153 points back. I don't know that Porcelli and Paddock can make up that much ground. I mean, obviously, if we get a Summit Point situation or something like that late in the season here, then maybe. But you still have to factor in the drop weeks and everything else. It looks like we have a 2-horse race for the championship here.
Well, I don't necessarily know about that because we're just now getting into drop week territory, and you have to consider that Porcelli has had a few rough races. Like, he was one of the many victims in the Summit Point massacre. Richmond wasn't great for him, and Sebring, his wheel died, and he finished near the back of the pack. So that's 3 really poor races factored into it, and he's only 106 points out. And he's right now looking like the provisional pole sitter. If he could hold on and make that into a win, take out one of those terrible races, where he is in the standings is going to be a lot different. This is where the most fascinating part of official racing starts, is when you get into drop week territory, because it kind of becomes anyone's guess at who's going to be on the top at this point.
The flip side of that coin is David has used 3 of his 4 mulligans for the season. From here on out, basically, if he wants to have a shot at the championship, he is going to have to be clean and at the front every week.
Oh, absolutely. I never said it was going to be easy. I'm just saying it'd be stupid to count him out at this point.
You're saying there's a chance. Let's check in the comments here. Tasty. Let's go, Porcelli. This track looks fun. And there you go. Qualifications have wrapped up. David Porcelli will be your pole sitter this evening. The fact that I can break you by just saying, tasty.
I feel like we should look into putting like some sort of end of season content. Just a highlight video of you saying tasty and me losing my shit in the background. I think that would be very popular for folks at home.
Take a look here at the front of the starting grid. Still waiting for pole sitter David Porcelli to get in here. That is a lot of geodesic color behind him. This team has been very, very good this season. We'll talk about them in just a moment, but first, let's get to your starting lineup. New Jersey's David Porcelli claiming the pole position tonight over Florida's Jay Vigo by 1/100th of a second. Graham Sanders and John Betafer going to occupy row number 2 here this evening. Brett Gardner and Brian Molitor on row 3. Nagisio Shikawa, Nicholas Daly on row number 4. Ted Burns and Andrew Berry on row 5. Row 6, Kalen Martin and Everett Paddock. Little bit of a surprise there to see Burns and Martin on rows 5 and 6, respectively. Carlos Villa, Rod Eskew will occupy row number 7 for tonight's race. Kylo Ciacelli and Brian Labarge on row number 8. Row 9, Chris Preston and Kai Yamaguchi. Row 10, Michael Carpenter and Frank Wynn. Russ Addy, Simon Fell on row number 11. All alone on row number 12 will be Illinois' Mike Holler. 23 cars geared up and ready to roll for 24 laps around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Everybody is out on the grid now, and I'll tell you what, James, we got a great shot of them here. That's a lot of heavy geodesic iron there behind David Porcelli tonight.
Yeah, can I just say, I have a lot of love and respect for the geodesic organization, but holy hell, they must hate us. Like, how are we going to tell which one is which? We already have enough issues with getting stuff right and calling right names and everything as it is. How are we supposed to guess which car is which? There's no way we're going to get it right on the first try.
Nah, we'll make it up as we go along.
So, business as usual then?
That is affirmative. Taking a look at the weather conditions tonight, presented by our friends at the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather for eastern Pennsylvania. Head on over to DeWeatherCenter.com. Check out the Coxswags store. The gear is pretty hilarious. And to club for all the inside access, that's at DeWeatherCenter.com. 71-degree ambient temperature tonight, 66% humidity. Wind's going to be out of the southwest at 6 miles an hour. Cloudy skies and a track temperature of 71 degrees. I'll tell you what, James, this is about as perfect as you could ask for in terms of getting conditions right for this one. Cool temps, track's going to be grippy. This one should be fun.
Oh yeah, we're going to see some top tier speed. I can't wait.
Field now making their way out onto NASCAR turns 1 and 2. One of the things to keep an eye on, this is not the death chicane layout that we ran here last season. So we're not going to see the airborne passing attempts into NASCAR 3, but you're still going to see some craziness here because you can use a lot more of the apron on corner exit of the bus stop down here.
Well, if you mess it up enough, you'll definitely be airborne. That fact hasn't changed. It's just what happens after you land is going to be a lot more severe.
Yeah, the big curbs on entry are pretty insane, but the exit of the corner is fairly wide open. Something that is not allowed is using the apron down on the inside of the racetracks. These cars can take it and successfully navigate the course down there, but that is something that will likely get you protested if you're down there on the apron. Interesting games already here. Before we even get to the green, the geodesic guys kind of hanging back a little bit, leading to a bunch up in the field. They're going to make their way off of turn number 12, I believe it is. 13 here, the little chicane on the front straightaway. Green flags in the air. We're underway here at Charlotte. Everybody clear out of the chicane. Looks like we're going to be clear through turn 1. The 2-3 complex is always a little bit sketchy, especially on cold tires. I think we've gotten everybody through here, James.
Surprisingly so. That wasn't the case in the few races I've seen this week.
Some big battles back here in the pack. Chris Preston fighting with Rod Eskew. He's able to get that pass completed. David Porcelli under attack off of NASCAR 2.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is going to end well.
Absolutely perfect defensive line there by David Porcelli entering the bus stop. Trouble towards the back of the pack here for Mike Carpenter. He's had an issue. The car's looped around. Field is going to scatter. Take a look here and show you on the instant replay. See what happened here to the 21 down into the bus stop. A little bit too much throttle on exit and a little soft loop around. Top 5 still pretty close together here. Graham Sanders all over the rear wing of David Porcelli. You almost wonder, this is where team strategy can really come into play here, James. Sanders kind of wears out Porcelli early on in this one, and that opens the door for Bettifer to pick up a big points night.
Yeah. It's a 3-on-1 battle for poor David right now.
Oh, we got big time trouble back in the pack.
Oh.
A mess in the bus stop. Nicholas Daly going to be involved. Andrew Berry was involved. Everett Paddock may have gotten a piece of that one.
Can we zoom in on that? Oh, is he pitting?
No, not pitting, but that car is slow.
I'm trying to look at the wing. Can we get zoomed out? Nothing looks out. Gosh, I don't think anything's wrong with the car.
Yeah, may have just gotten really slowed down.
Yeah, no, that car looks okay.
Take a look at the instant replay here. See what happened. Nicholas Daly, Andrew Berry going to be involved in this one. Daly down to the inside of Berry. Oh, and he just looped it around right into the bus stop. That's where, yeah, Paddock did make some contact, but
how?
More kind of passing kind of a slide-by in passing there. Nicholas Daly having another issue out here on the racetrack.
I think the netcode gods were looking favorably on Everett right there.
Yeah, big time. Back in the pack here. How about Brett Gardner in the 15? What a move. He goes 2 for 1 on both geodesic cars. Gardner up to 3rd. Vigo and Betafer back to 4th and 5th. Oh, and now Betafer and Burns. 1-2, and the point's going to be battling into 3.
Oh boy, we've seen a lot of fireworks from these two. Are we gonna get round 10? I think. I don't know. I lost track.
Yeah, probably. At this rate, there's been a couple of races where there's been more than one. So they're going to stay nose to tail. Let's pick up Graham Sanders here as he is all over the back end of Porcelli. Porcelli runs the defensive line down the backstretch.
Oh.
Big dive by Sanders.
Oh,
Oh,
he got him.
gut
What a
sack
move.
pass there. What a move by Graham Sanders to claim the race lead. Here comes Porcelli right back. Backs off a little bit on the entry to the chicane. Almost got it up into the safer barrier.
whoa, yeah.
Oh, Betafer and Burns have an issue.
Are you serious?
Betafer is pit side. Ted Burns falling through the field. He's into the outside wall. Oh, my goodness. This is down into turn 1. Burns has the look. Oh, man, just Punterino.
Yeah, it looked like John
Unreal.
was, it looked like John was trying to go for the crossover, but he was just a little too close to Ted, and they made contact. I can't say if it's not malicious, but
Oh, man. I would not call that malicious. I would call that
no,
racing
definitely
deal.
not, definitely not. No,
But
I was just trying to figure out where the actual point of contact was in that.
Man, this really changes things.
Because it looked like John was kind of actually alongside when the contact was made, not what I thought initially. So I don't know if there was netcode. I don't know. That looked all kinds of strange.
Checking the comments here, Alex saying, got my beer, got my pizza, ready for a great race.
Hell yeah, brother. Cheers from Charlotte.
East Raider saying the big boss has the red wheels. Yes, that's on the geodesic cars, by the way. Tasty. All look the same to me too, bro. Michael Joseph checking in here. What the heck? Ted didn't run wide enough. Was that Ted's job to run wide there?
I mean, to a point.
Let's take a look here.
If Ted doesn't think he's fully passed, then if he tries to run wide and he's not fully passed, then what's that going to do? That's going to put John into the wall on the exit of the corner.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah.
The comment here from East Raider, look at that line from Ted on exit. Just doesn't track out and squeezes John super hard. Man, I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard. That's one of the worst things as a broadcaster is sometimes you're kind of expected to put blame on the situation when sometimes you just can't. Like, I don't know if I could really feel comfortable saying that it was anything but a racing incident. Like, that's a tough pass, an important pass on a very tight corner. Sometimes things just happen.
It reminds me of one of the Delta Force intros, I guess 1990. Two men going for a space, too narrow for both. They were both trying to hit that same point on the racetrack. I see racing deal, but that's me.
Yeah, like I imagine some people may not be okay with us calling it like that, but we really realistically can't call it anything else. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know that there is any other talk to have there. Oh, trouble for Brett Gardner. He has fallen off the racetrack, so tough break for Brett.
It's saying he's out. Did his connection drop?
I think he may have dropped completely.
Oh!
Wow. All right, boys, get after it.
Hell of a save by Preston. That could have been really not good. Kylo.
Everett Paddock coming around Carlos Villa. Now he's going to have Kylo Ciacelli just up ahead of him here on the racetrack. The racing in the back of the pack, quite frankly, is fantastic. Everybody else ahead. Fourth place, Kalen Martin, is 10 seconds ahead of this group. Carlos Villa having an issue. Oh, man, almost got the 21 at Carpenter, too. Wow. That's kind of dirty on the re-entry.
Oh, man. Michael is probably like, no, 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 as he's passing by. Yep. One around, similar to what we saw with Carpenter early.
The comment here from Michael Joseph. Yeah, it's a racing deal, but calling it immediately John was poor. I disagree with that, too. If you want an instant assessment, you're going to get an instant assessment. I would rather cause a little controversy and say, let the comments blow up and tell me I'm an idiot. I'm good with that. But
yeah, and I went with what I saw initially, and then on the replay I'm like, no, actually that's not quite what I saw initially, and I specified, yeah, that wasn't what I saw. What I saw earlier didn't actually happen, and I acknowledged it.
So looking at the front here, Graham Sanders has a 1 second lead over David Porcelli, who stands to be the biggest beneficiary of that incident between Ted Burns and John Bedifer here tonight. Bedifer is back on the racetrack, but already 3 laps down. And Graham Sanders just set the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 12.490 seconds. Porcelli running in the second position, doing exactly what he needs to do to earn a big-time points night here. Jay Vigo runs in the third position in the, well, I guess second of the geodesic cars. The leader, Graham Sanders, carrying the 1. Jay Vigo carrying the 2 is the second of those cars. Third place, Kalen Martin carrying the number 8 plate tonight, another of the Team Geodesic cars. I'll tell you what, James, as much as people might complain about the big teams, when they show up, all it does is help the strength of field. It really makes things exceptionally more competitive.
Exactly. Like, this is big points on offer for everyone. Like, all their iRating is just absolutely making the SOF huge, and that's important for all parties. You know, it's good for us to be able to broadcast a race and go, hey, look at the talent level we get to watch. This is pretty cool.
That's it. It's not Arca Break Weekly that we're just laughing at the low-talented iRating guys like me. It's we get to watch some really, quite frankly, some of the best on the platform here. Sliding back through the field, Mike Holler, Mike Carpenter, the tightest battle on the racetrack right now. Just ahead of them, actually, Frank Wynn and Rod Eskew also battling pretty tight. That one closing in even a tick more than this one is.
What a save again.
Again, Mike Carpenter has an absolute handful in that race car tonight. One LE Track Days saying, I like turtles. I miss the turtles. Give us back the death chicane. That was so much more interesting to watch the exit of the bus stop.
That was.
Oh, we have trouble on the racetrack for David Porcelli. See what happened here. Exiting turn 2. Oh, huge hit into the outside retaining wall. And David Porcelli is done for the night.
That is.
Wow.
Oh my God. He was going to gain so much from that.
Oh my goodness. Let's slide back in the pack here. Pick up this battle. Brian Labarge, Nicholas Daly, Mike Carpenter. Just ahead of them is Carlos Villa. So now, as it stands, where everything stands right now, Porcelli, Betafer, and Burns are going to finish likely at best 20th, 21st, and 23rd.
Jesus, the top 3 in points, the bottom of the order.
Big night now for Graham Sanders, who's going to stand to benefit from this pretty significantly. One LE Track Days. Wow, I can't believe John made David crash right there. Come on now. May not like the call. Let's not be dumb about it, though. I do like the snark, though. I appreciate that. This battle's pretty good. There's nothing else going on at the front of the field. 7 seconds now separating Graham Sanders from Jay Vigo. A further 10 seconds back there for Kalen Martin, who, let's get a shot of this car up. Kalen Martin is up 8 spots thus far in the race here, and he's not anywhere close to the hard charger. Right now, that's going to belong to Chris Preston in the number 11. Preston is up 12 spots from where he started this race. Mike Holler also up 12 spots tonight. David Porcelli checking in. Oops. Hopefully 212 points from 715 is decent enough. Oh, man. Hey, I tell you what, not sure what the issue may have been, but tough break there. One LE Track Days, by the way, here, James. You guys are doing a great job commentating. I watch every week. Well, thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate it. I gotta say, though, 212 points from a non-SOF race, that's insane.
John Beta.
On.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, that's on the level of SOF points. That's crazy.
John Betafer was trying to get around David Porcelli, and he wadded the car up again, and unfortunately, Betafer will not complete enough of the lap to get past David Porcelli. So it'll be Porcelli 20th, Betafer 21st, Ted Burns 22nd, Brett Gardner finishing in the 23rd position tonight. You almost wonder, yeah, Ted Burns trying to make his way back out onto the racetrack here after a very long repair. Pit side, in fact, 7 minutes and 47 seconds. I would imagine it's a drop week. One way or the other, it's a drop week, but I guess you want the satisfaction of completing a couple of more laps just to get ahead of the guy you wrecked with? I don't know.
Yeah. Man, though, I can't believe John made John crash with that incident, too. Like, what are the odds?
I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to join in on the start.
Porcelli asking the question here, and we will get the answer, but I wonder what P2 here in 9:15 will end up being worth. Less than or greater than or less than 212? Yeah, that's a good question. Because this is a pretty monster strength of field here.
Yeah.
Move a little bit further forward. Pick up Rod Eskew, Carlos Villa, and Mike Holler all running nose to tail. At least call it 2 or 3 car lengths separating them. By the way, James, we're already 3/4 of the way through this race. Lap 16 of 24 going up on the scoreboard.
Race has gone by fast.
Yeah, 3/4 of the way done in 24 minutes. Big hit. Wow. Rod Eskew pounds the outside wall. Woo. Big save there by Frank Wynn, but that will be the end of the night for Rod Eskew.
It's a tough break. He was doing pretty good too. That corner though, it doesn't look like much at all, but it will hurt you. If you're not careful and if you're not watching everything, it will hurt you. We saw it there, we saw it with David. If I remember correctly, I think one of the top runners last season spun and crashed right there too. So it's a tiny little corner, but it will hurt.
Well, I was going to say, you get a little bit of heat, a little bit too much heat in the tires. They start to slick off a little bit. That corner that you think you can take at full speed, all of a sudden you very much can't.
Yeah, and you don't have any room to save it when things go bad.
Asking why we don't use the iRacing calculator. I have no idea what you're talking about. My road I rating, I believe I saw earlier tonight, is a 563. I don't exactly worry about points, although I don't get to drive nearly often enough either. Porcelli checking in, saying the sun is right there with HDR. It's blind, essentially.
Oh, yeah, wow, I can only imagine.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun at all.
No. Thankfully, with my little potato here, I don't have to worry about that, because I can't run graphics high enough to replicate that. People say having a crappy computer is a bad thing.
Let's take a look. Let's go on board here with Kylo Ciacelli. I don't know that we're going to be able to see it on my machine either here, but... Oh, yeah.
My.
Yeah. Pretty close. And again, this is not the same angle the driver sees either. It is a little bit further back. Jason Owens checking in. Don't run HDR. Isn't this supposed to be fun and like look pretty and stuff? So Jason saying bottom split was cloudy. Yeah, exactly. Porcelli checking in saying it's just too cool. Yes. If you can do it. Last time by, Graham Sanders set the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 12.430 seconds. A good point here by David. It is a sim, not a game. It's something we face in real life. I don't know that Indy Pro 2000 is running a sunrise date at all this season, but...
Yeah, it's a secret announcement. They have a... Whoa, that looked...
Yeah, Everett and Nagisa getting a little, almost getting a little handsy there. Everett just about got it into the outside wall on the exit of the chicane. Had to swing down to the inside. That allowed Nagisa Yoshikawa to get through cleanly. Okay, hot take here from Jason Owens. Let's get everybody's opinion on this one. All road courses should be run at sunrise or sunset. Prove me wrong. I would imagine it kind of makes it difficult for things like the 24 hours of Le Mans and the 24 hours of Daytona. You'll get to see one sunrise and one sunset.
I don't really. Oh, there's another big save.
Yeah, big save from Kylo Ciacelli. Yoshikawa able to sneak through in NASCAR 3. Kylo right back up to the inside into the chicane. That little duel bringing Everett Paddock. Oh my God, the dad jokes from Jason Owens. Can we talk about the real HDR taking place on the front stretch? High definition racing. That's pretty brutal there, bud. Tell you what, though, this is a fantastic duel. Kylo Ciacelli, Nagisa Yoshikawa, Everett Paddock, all nose to tail and quite frankly, playing nice with each other to this point.
Yeah, this is a good, clean battle we got going on.
All happening well behind race leader Graham Sanders, who just went fastest lap again. If this is not close to world record pace, I will be floored. 1 minute 12.256. The last lap time for Graham Sanders.
That's faster than the pole lap.
Yes. John Badiford left the pit lane after a 7 minute and 36 second stop for repairs and immediately came to a stop. So it looks like Badiford will finish behind Ted Burns here this evening. He's trying to get out on the racetrack again. Burns, however, a couple of laps ahead there in the battle for 20th and 21st here this evening. I hesitate to look away from this battle, but good Lord, Graham Sanders is absolutely flying. I mean, so 1 minute 12.55 the last lap time for Sanders. He is putting some monsters up on the board here the later we get in this race. Oh, and Kylo Ciacelli goes around. Loops the car back out. Well, world record just fell then, Jason. So far this week, a 112.556 by Joshua Chin. Not anymore. Best lap of 112.26. 0.2 of a second faster than the world record lap. That is insane. Carlos Villa able to get around Everett Paddock. That, by the way, on lap 21, I believe the number was either 20 or 21 for the world record lap. Porcelli saying that can't be right. I'm seeing it on both timing and scoring screens, so we'll take a look here post race, but that lap is absolutely insane. Already down to 2 laps to go here. Let's pick up your race leader, who is leading to the tune of 13.5 seconds over second place Jay Vigo. 26 seconds ahead of Kalen Martin, 36 seconds ahead of fourth place Chris Preston. White flag is in the air. Yeah, Porcelli's asking, that can't be right. Which isn't right? The world record lap or Graham Sanders' lap? Coming up on Simon Fell. Simon clears out of the way through turn 6. 6, I believe, 7. No real fight here for Graham Sanders. All he's got to do is execute the bus stop one more time through the front stretch chicane. A race that saw all sorts of craziness early on has been all Graham Sanders following some early issues. David Porcelli absolutely pounding the outside wall at turn 3. Puts it in the hand of Graham Sanders, and he claims the win here at the Charlotte Roval. Dominating performance. Just now coming onto the front straightaway is the 2 of Jay Vigo. He will claim second place here this evening. Working his way through NASCAR Turn 4 right now. Third place, Kalen Martin. He comes across the line to finish third. Chris Preston, Brian Molitor had a very good battle shape up there on the last lap or so. That one will go to Preston. Molitor comes home in the 5th position. Graham Sanders leading the geodesic team photo around through the infield section of the race course. Now able to see the red wheels, by the way, there on the 2 with Jay Vigo.
Yeah, like the sunset, it makes it really hard to actually notice the wheel color.
Not a bad look there for the class photo.
No.
That's how you get it done there, gentlemen. Well done. Still waiting on the last couple of cars to finish up their race laps. Just based on where the race winner came across the start-finish line. Now we got everybody across. Let's bring up tonight's finishing results. Graham Sanders, the winner by 14.603 seconds over Jay Vigo. Kalen Martin comes home third. Chris Preston, Brian Molitor, your top 5. 6 through 10, Carlos Villa, Nagisio Shikawa, Everett Paddock, Mike Holler, and Kylo Ciacelli. Holler is your hard charger of the night, gaining 14 positions to finish there in 9th. 11 to 15, Michael Carpenter, Frank Wynn, Nicholas Daly, Andrew Berry, and Simon Fell. Kai Yamaguchi coming home tonight in the 16th position, 17th to Brian Labarge, 18th Russ Addy. Ted Burns in the 19th position, Rod Eskew in 20th, John Beta for 21st. David Porcelli finishing tonight in the 22nd position, and Brett Gardner rounds out the field in 23rd. Porcelli checking in saying P2 was worth 210. Had the potential to be a pretty monster night here, but let's get ready for our Victory Lane interviews, and we will kick things off with a very dominant race winner tonight. Let's bring Mr. Graham Sanders up into the booth with us here. And I'll tell you what, Graham, you may have gotten a little bit of help there with David having, well, we'll be polite and call it an issue. But after that, it seemed like the race was really in your hands. I'm not sure you were expecting this one to play out that way.
No, definitely not. As far as David's issue, it's kind of ironic because I believe last season I think that's the exact same thing that I did. Because I think I made maybe 6 or 7 laps, and I think I did the same thing. I clipped the inside wall at turn 2, and I mean it was a mirror image. So that's unfortunate. This track is very, very difficult. And as far as it was going to be tough to really stay ahead of him. I think he was running a bit lower wing. I kind of decided with probably 30 minutes before the race that I was going to just crank up the wing and try and make a move, and had to kind of get it done early, and it worked out. It worked out.
Yeah, all in all, things really played out into your hands tonight in more ways than one, because John Bedifer, Ted Burns, David Porcelli all having big-time issues. Everett Paddock finishing in 8th. This was not a very good points night for him either. We're starting to get to the drop weeks, but you're getting to count a big-time points win here in where you've already used a couple of the drop weeks to begin with. How do you think this shakes things up, and do you have a shot at the championship here?
I think if the season goes well for me I think the last three rounds, I think there's definitely a shot at it. Tonight I definitely got lucky because Ted, John, David, they all would have been right up front with me. So yeah, definitely a bit of luck there.
What do you think here as we head into the last 3 weeks of the season? Red Bull Ring next week, Iowa Speedway, another pack race draft fest, and then another pack race draft fest heading to Road Atlanta to round out the season.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to end the season. I don't have much experience at Iowa, but as far as Red Bull Ring and Road Atlanta, I think those two races are going to be a lot of fun. Red Bull was actually, I think it was my first race last season, and I had a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations on getting a big-time win here in the Indy Pro 2000 Championship Thursday night strength of field race. Let's make sure we get all the sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you go here.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to thank all my teammates. I'd like to thank GSI, Wave Italy, GoPro, Alpine Stars, all the sponsors. I really appreciate the support. And you guys, of course, once again for the broadcast. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right, bud. Thank you very much. We appreciate the kind words. And let's bring in Kalen Martin here. I'll tell you what, bud, you gained 8 spots tonight. Our first chance to get to talk to you here on the National Racing Network. Congratulations on a well-earned podium finish here tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Chris, for having me on and finally get to chat about my name. But yeah, no, I had a really bad qualifying. Started 11th and made a mistake in my first lap and then crashed on my second. So I knew there was a chance to have maybe a top 5 finish because around here, it's so easy to make a mistake and end up in the wall. So I just kept the car clean and waited for spots to open, and lucky enough, I managed to get the podium.
Yeah, the race is very different, qualifying up front versus qualifying mid-pack. Were you a little bit surprised that we were as clean as we were through the first couple of corners, and how does that change your perception of things when you might be anticipating some ugliness and it doesn't happen?
Well, you still have to be anticipating, somebody spinning out straight in front of you. I think the first couple of laps, I did take it easy because the tires obviously still cold. A lot of off-camber tracks here, so it's very easy to spin out. And just waiting to see what was going on because our setup change at the last moment was more high downforce than low. So, I could take it easy during the midfield area, and then once you go on the straight, hopefully the draft would suck me along. But there was a couple of instances. I mean, the chicane. There's one there where I was able to escape by, and yeah, like I said, just a few more spots opened up, and it was just bring the car home safely. That's all.
You mentioned the late setup change that went into the car. How important is the teamwork that goes into you guys at Geodesic? I mean, Graham, Jay, you bringing home top 3 podium for the team. That really has to be a big part of this, with you guys all communicating what you're feeling and how in the race car.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I think it's a good bond that we have in the group. We could just bounce off ideas off each other and seeing what's working and what's not working. And there isn't no magic sauce to the setup or anything like that. It's just advice given to each other and what feels best. And especially for me, it's like I'm not really that experienced with setups, but if I asked one of the experienced guys about it, they gave me some good advice, and I think it shows today.
All right, bud. Well, congratulations once again on the podium finish here tonight. We appreciate you hanging out with us, and let's make sure you get all those sponsor plugs and thank yous in before we let you go.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. I'd like to thank my teammates for the great support with the advice with the setup, and go for also shout out to GoPro, Alpine Stars, GSI, And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks. Iowa coming up as well. I'm not bad on the oval, so I might give that a shot as well. So, and thanks to TNT for another great show tonight.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you hanging out with us here. And I'll tell you what, James, I don't think we're going to get to talk to Jay Vigo here, which is kind of unfortunate. I was looking forward to talking to Jay, but this was a race that saw a little bit of everything. We had, well, the wrecking. We had, all sorts of stuff. Incredible laps being set. Graham Sanders absolutely blistering the world record lap here. This race really did have it all.
Yeah. Oh, this was, man. A lot of these races this season are just leaving me speechless. A lot of crazy jaw-dropping moments that none of us were expecting, and that's what you want to see from a racing series. You never want to be bored. This series is anything but boring. You never know what you're going to get on a nightly basis and who's going to be up front. You, of course, have your regular cast of characters, but it never truly goes up to chalk. And that's what's special about this series, and that's what's great being able to broadcast it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and quite frankly, there's a lot of storylines that we get to talk about. Ted Burns versus John Batafer is going to be the storyline of the season the rest of the way. But now we have a wide-open championship battle. Everett Paddock, with an 8th place finish tonight, very likely to have gained ground on those top 4 in points. Graham Sanders having an absolutely monster night, picking up 200-plus points here when a lot of these guys at the front were, well, at the back. And as we look at things, yeah, we haven't seen the points update yet on the iRacing members site. So, unfortunately, we can't bring that info in for you. But, man, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a wild championship run down the stretch.
Yeah. Oh, man, this is starting to turn into last year's F1 season. Hopefully we don't get iRacing Race Control to do something ridiculously terrible and completely ruin it.
We're going to get a phantom red flag in the final race of the year at Road Atlanta just to blow everything up. Oh, that'd be awesome. Rain will be coming. Nah. All right, everybody, we are getting out of here. Our final race broadcast for the week here on the National Racing Network. Coming up next week, it will be the Silver Crowns taking on Dover International Speedway. You'll get to see Mr. Watson driving in that one. Wednesday night, the Sim Racers Club will have the cars of the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Las Vegas. Indy Pro 2000 Championship heading off to the Red Bull Ring. That one should be pretty darn cool as well. And I believe round number 2 of the TNT Shock Indy Pro 2000 Championship will be coming up next Tuesday night as well. This one's going to be a ton of fun. With that, we are getting out of here. Time for us to say goodnight, and we will talk to you all early next week. Look for the High Side Hustle with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright to come back next week as well. But for James Watson, camera design by Connor Baldwin, everybody else here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure having you hang out with us. We will talk to you all soon. Have a great night, everybody.